Good morning, everyone. Welcome live. It's Nicole here at Jill's office, and we've got Kurt over here at Responsibid, and we are live and excited to talk to everybody about the home service workshop. We're just going to talk a little bit about what that is and talk about why you should be going, why you should be bringing your team, how it's going to level everybody up. And this is happening in Orlando, right, Kurt?
Yep, Orlando, February 26th through March 1st. So it's close enough that you should be looking at airline tickets around right now.
Yeah, and it sounds like an amazing time to be in Florida. If you live in a state like we are here in Utah, it's going to be really cold still. So I'm looking forward to getting some sun. But as far as home service workshop, Kurt, do you want to dive into what is the home service workshop and why people should be excited to even be going or planning this trip?
Yeah, the home service workshop is something that probably should have been around a long time ago, but this is the first year of it. And we had to kind of redefine a few words that we'll be using as we discuss it, because it's a new concept. So you've heard of going to like a conference, right? And so the thing is that when you go to a conference, you also like hear about like a trade show. You also hear about breakout sessions. So in order to sort of define this, we have a bunch of shows like Responsicon, like $1 Million Admin Academy. People are familiar probably with Sales Boost. I'm sure people are familiar with PWMCA's annual event. These are all shows that people go to, or conferences, I should say, go to, and they sometimes have trade show floors. Sometimes they have vendor halls. But the problem is that all of these sort of conferences are happening all over the place. These shows are happening all over the place. So what we've done is we've said, okay, let's call the home service workshop a conference, a place to have multiple shows where we can have one big vendor expo area. And you don't have to decide if you're going to go to Phoenix for ResponseCon and then North Carolina for Sales Boost, and then zip on down to the Light It Up Expo in Salt Lake City. And like, it's too much. And not only that, but Orlando is such an important place because you got AC Lockyer, who's got his whole system. Like he's got a network of people that come. And so it used to be called Soft Wash Palooza. I think it's called Soft Wash Life now. But he has a bunch of people coming there to Orlando. And of course, I don't have to tell people who live in the snow, like they're usually looking for something around the end of winter to sort of get away. But it gets so frustrating when you're trying to figure out which of these shows you're going to go to. So home service workshop is a conference. It's the hotel, it's the hall, it's all the rooms. It's this sort of morning intro to the day. And then each of these individual shows will be at the conference, and one big vendor expo available to everyone who goes to the home service workshop. So the way it kind of will work now is you come to Orlando last week of February, conveniently located right across the street from Universal Studios, and bring your family, have a vacation, do whatever you want to do while you're in Florida. But now you can go to all the shows, all the vendor halls, all the expos that you would normally want to go to, but be frustrated because you got to buy hotel rooms for all these different shows, flights, figure out family situation, how you're going to juggle it all. This is the solution to that problem, so that your salespeople have shows that they can go to. You as the business owner have shows that you can go to. Your office admins can come and level themselves up before the spring season kicks off. There's going to be hands-on training for lights and pressure washing and restoration. All that stuff will be there. So you bring multiple people from your company, share hotel rooms if you want, share flight expenses as you need, but make it really simple, really easy, and less time away from your family, all while getting away from whatever winter you want to escape into the beautiful Orlando area. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So basically, it's a year's worth of value of all of these different shows packed into one to help eliminate the overwhelm of having to logistically plan for multiple shows throughout the year, paying for multiple plane tickets, multiple hotel rooms, and things like that, just all in one place at one time, which is a huge value. And then the fact that you've got tons of resources to bring your team. The the cost savings alone in that, plus the retention aspect of leveling up people on your team is huge. Because I do know that investing in the education and just leveling up of your people on your team really helps to retain them long term. And as a business owner, we know it's very stressful when you lose somebody. Just, you know, turnover in general. We're trying to help people do their jobs better, but also to stay as long as possible. So this is a great way to do that too. So talking about some of those shows within Home Service Workshop, we've got ResponsiCon, which we love and tons of people love. I've always loved going to ResponsiCon. It's such a cool event because everybody, sometimes you go to really huge shows that you feel really overwhelmed with and you don't know hardly anyone and you leave not knowing what you took from it, but you know, you spent tons of money. So ResponsiCon felt so different because there's still a lot of people, but everybody seems to know each other, seems very intimate, focused on so much education on how to just grow your business. So talk to us a little bit about ResponsiCon and what you guys have planned for this year.
Yeah.
Or for Home Service Workshop.
Well, I mean, ResponsiCon's at the Home Service Workshop, right? So you come to Home Service Workshop, you get a ticket to come through the door. Right now, early bird pricing for Home Service Workshop's $150. And then normally ResponsiCon tickets were like over $1,000. And the reason they were so intimate, the reason you knew everybody is because it was very workshop oriented. So now $150 gets you into access to all the shows. And then $350 gets you into the ResponsiCon show in it. So both tickets together are so much cheaper than what you would have paid just to go to ResponsiCon before flights or hotels or anything. So the point I'm trying to make here that I want to make sure everyone understands is that by putting these shows together, you can invest in people way less expensive than previously. There's a huge cost benefit. When you get to ResponsiCon, the nature of the show is that even if you don't already know a bunch of people before you get there, you will know everyone by the time you're done. We sit at tables, we hack on each other's problems, we share, you know, big breakthroughs that you've had in your business. You get big breakthroughs from other people. You share documents with each other. You share strategies and tactics with each other. You tell the one little thing that you did that made you $10,000 extra last year. And you do all of that around a table with a bunch of people. And you can keep shifting like every hour to have new experiences. You can write scripts at a table with someone who's an expert with AI. You can take that script into another room with a teleprompter and a professional camera, record that video, have it on your website's homepage. So yes, you always leave ResponsiCon having accomplished, whether it's ResponsiBid automations or other marketing or sales systems that you need to build, you leave on that airplane knowing that you've accomplished it. But now it's 2 days. The first 2 days are sales boost. Second 2 days, you got ResponsiCon. You send a salesperson to both of those. Holy mackerel. You know, and then the first day, $1 Million Admin Academy is going. You send your office admin to $1 Million Admin Academy and they learn an absolute ton. And then maybe they want to go to ResponsiCon, right? So your admin works in ResponsiBid or does a lot of automations that they need to build or whatever and can benefit from it. So you can see how the shows are strategically placed so that you can flow the appropriate people through. And ResponsiCon is going to be more ResponsiCon than ever because the stage itself that's controlled by Home Service Workshop, the main stage, is the speakers and the inspiration, all the stuff you're used to at shows. But when you get to ResponsiCon, now we aren't taking care of that stage anymore. We've already kind of coordinated with Home Service Workshop to make that happen. So now we can focus more on the individualized experience that you're having in the hacking rooms and in the hacking workshops and in the actual video recording rooms. So that's going to be really exciting.
Awesome. What do you feel like the comments people have made about your previous shows at ResponsiCon, what are some of their favorite things that they've taken away from? Because I know that I've loved the hacking rooms, just the one-on-one help really helps people a ton. And face-to-face it just adds a whole other level to that. So what do people usually love the most that they take away from it?
I think you just nailed it. I mean, the friendships that come out of those are sort of maybe people would say that's secondary, right? Because you leave the event and you're like, wow, I got so much done. But the thing is that you don't bear all to somebody and share all your cool secrets and then never talk to them again, right? It just, I don't know. That's not my experience anyway. My experience is that people love what you just said, And then a few months later, like, and holy cow, I have 5 new BFFs that will help me. I can do a Zoom meeting if I need to, or I can send them like, hey, I tried the thing you did and it worked, but then my office admin had this other idea. We tried it and it made it even better. Just stuff like that can be really powerful. So I hesitate to say it's the event because, I planned the event. Look at how cool I am. But I almost think it's the people at the event. We just created kind of fertile ground and it's cool.
Yeah.
But what grows there is really the cool stuff.
Yeah. No, I love that. I think the relationships to a lot of people will be number one. Honestly, I've made connections at a lot of conferences and a lot of them at ResponsiCon that I've been at Jill's office, which is almost 9 years. And that means a lot because you don't just, like you said, you make connections and it's just not just about, let's talk about how we use ResponsiCon. It's a lot. And sometimes, business owners, they need a friend. They need somebody who knows what they're going through. And a lot of times that's not family because they're not a business owner. And so you do need someone who's kind of been through the same kind of trenches and through the depths of despair. And, come out of it, maybe finding someone who's been through it, but maybe survived things that you're currently going through. That's a huge boost, in motivation for your business. It lights your fire again. And sometimes you really need that. And I have met people that are really struggling in business at various different shows. They're there at the show, but when you start talking to them, they're going through a really hard time. And you've seen people make relationships and then come out of it because they realize, if all of these people are making it just by doing all these other steps, I can make it too. And so in a way, it's kind of like therapy for business owners. We don't have that.
Okay. So Nicole, you just hit on something. Business owners need special therapy. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that there's a lot of therapists out there that can provide what you're describing. Like,
Right.
most therapists are good at, I think clinically they're trained and they're really good at talking. And if you are struggling, by the way, a therapist is a true certified therapist can give you help that no other person can. But like that, if you've been in business 20 years and you're perpetually struggling and you can't figure out why, and you've seen a pattern that you don't like in your life professionally or entrepreneurially, just know that when you go to an event like ResponsiCon or Sales Boost or Light It Up Expo or any of the other shows, we can go into all the shows that are at the Home Service Workshop. But when you go to a show with other business owners, there's a special kind of therapy that only someone who's been through the school of hard knocks is certified to be able to provide, and where you'll be able to identify characteristics of people who are crushing it versus people who are in the perpetual struggle cycle. And it's visible. You can see it. There are people, you will go to the conference and you'll see people who are always learning but never changing. And you'll see it. And then you'll see people who are always learning and implementing and pushing the envelope. And the difference is stark. And it'll be up to you to learn, but you definitely can. I see it all the time. So I think that's an important element you brought up, Nicole.
Yeah, I think it makes we don't think about it enough, but I would assume that just the interaction between other business owners makes a huge impact on the mental health of a lot of the people that end up going there. Because, talking to people following up after a show, people are energized again and they do feel better and they're curious. They have that, a little bit of fire underneath them again because they want to get things started. So the reason that this show is really important is because I feel like the way it's being built and the way we're pushing everything out is to help to continue the momentum after the show. Because when you have a show, when you go to a conference or any type of workshop, the statistics of how much you retain after any of those shows is staggering. Like you almost retain nothing if you had no emotional connection to anything. And so everybody is really focused. Everyone in all of these shows are really focused on, striking emotion and making connections that actually count so that you can continue after the show to implement these things. And one of the huge parts of that is MDA, $1 Million Academy, which Jill's office is hosting and bringing people to teach these courses to your administrative staff. So a lot of our clients have admins in office, but we also realize there's a lot of positions that have multiple hats. Some people have field techs that also do hiring or do, multiple things within the business, not just field work. And so there are a lot of pieces in MDA that will help with organizational, structure, that will help with human resources, without trying to be overwhelming, but to make whoever's doing the admin tasks in your business, to help them understand all the different roles, or if there are any gaps in the business as you grow, to figure out where you might need to hire. So this is a really huge way to help them level up, but bringing someone from your admin team is a great way to help take all the information from a home service workshop to implement when you get back to the office, because that's probably one of the hardest parts.
Yeah, okay. You're hitting a nerve on me here, because that is so key. So let's just, first of all, I know that abbreviations work better. MDA, we can say it faster. I want to say the words though. I want to hear the words. $1 Million Admin Academy. $1 Million Admin, right? I want everyone to think about their businesses. Who's making the money in your business? Who's keeping all the ships afloat? Who's making sure that as soon as there is a hole in the bottom of a ship, it's brought to everyone's attention? Who sees everyone who comes through the front door? Who sees all the promises being kept and whether or not they're being delivered on when someone calls in to complain? Who is it? Because, everyone wants to go to the technical stuff. Everyone wants to go learn how to get more deionized water, or how to get more gallons per minute, or how to figure out what newest and latest surfactant is going to be able to keep the soap in suspension longer and be able to encapsulate more dirt and move it faster, and which sodium hypochlorite we can neutralize faster. Everyone wants to know all that stuff. But you know what? What I just said about $1 million admin is that someone who is answering your phone, who is truly qualified, someone who is organizing your office, someone who is making sure that ideas that are brought at a conference don't die the moment you get on an airplane, someone who is in the thick of it all day, every day, it's worth so much more than $1 million. The thing is that we as business owners, we jump from fire to fire to fire to fire. Our admin is the closest thing to an entrepreneur that we're going to ever have, who retains the focus of the channel of the actual bringing in and delivery of our operation. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that lots of people think about going to shows for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Are you investing in that person, that admin? Is your admin a regular admin or $1 million admin? And I think that there are so many people who are sitting on this whole well, I can't have her go, she's answering the phones, or I can't have my admin go, she's got kids and she can't travel. Well, guess what? If you think about it a little bit harder, like every other problem you have to solve, making your admin empowered to grow your business and to improve themselves, probably one of the best investments you're going to make. And I have no skin in the game for $1 Million Admin Academy ticket. I don't make a single cent off of you buying a ticket. I'm just telling you will. I'm telling you, like the viewer, if you buy $1 million admin ticket and invest in your admin in the office, something that doesn't cross many people's minds, well, that's because all the people who it doesn't cross their minds, their business is gonna stay at this level. That person that I described, whose fingers are in everything, give them the tools, give them the power, give them the network of people, right?
Yeah. Well, the network too that you're talking about is going to be huge, because everybody that goes to $1 Million Admin will have a network of other admins that they can also talk to. We're of course steering everything in a positive direction, but they have frustrations. They're always going to have frustrations with systems, with processes, and we're excited to help guide that into a direction where it can be really productive. Like, what are some systems you're already using, or what are some systems you don't have at all? Let's talk about them, and what is the potential for some of these systems in the businesses that you work in. But like I was saying, Kurt, like the retention is almost the number one thing for me. Like if you've ever had anyone in your business that is such a integral part of the business, doing, like you said, fingers in everything, doing all these things, they put in that 2-week notice. If you're going to be devastated, like just thinking about that feeling of them leaving because they're not satisfied with their job, they don't feel engaged, they don't feel valued. This is the ultimate way to show value towards somebody on your team, is to invest in their education, and you get to bring them with you. So it can be a team event. Like I've seen teams come together at some shows, but they have all gone to all the different, shows together, different speakers together, and learn the same things, which is also great. But to have a show where, you as an owner can go to get what you need, and then you send your admin or anyone in your doing administrative tasks into where they can get what they need, and then coming together at the end of the day or the end of the show to kind of compare notes, go over what I learned. It is very different for an owner, what they take away than versus what an employee that you bring along will take away.
And by the way, you got your owners typically going to be in that visionary camp,
mm-hmm.
and your admin is usually in that integrator camp.
Yeah.
They don't even see the world different. Like they could watch the same movie and come out with a totally different, like it wasn't even the same movie.
Right.
And certainly when you talk about a business, I want to bring up, I just want to create a visualization, because you just brought up something that I'm a visual person, and I just saw a picture in my head. That person who's leaving you, first of all, imagine that feeling of how much you have invested in this office admin, how much they've invested in your business. Imagine waking up today and they say, hey, we need to talk. And by the way they said it, what this conversation is about. Think about how you feel right there. It's the same thing I tell people about, like, if you're not going to invest in yourself and you're not going to scale your business, imagine that you just got hit by a bus and you're in a full body cast. You got to figure out how to make your business run without you, but now you're doing it from a body cast. How much better would it be if you weren't, right? Same thing with your admin. That your admin, and I think this is going to hit close to home for a lot of people. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say something that is going to hurt people's feelings. Your admin has operated under Stockholm syndrome for years. If you have an admin that's been with you for years, she, more than likely, it's a woman. I have a picture in my head. It's a woman who has Stockholm syndrome. She feels like she cares about your business more than you do. She is willing to do the things that you are unable and capable of doing. She has systems that you know nothing about. She has been frustrated because every time she's wanted to spend money to do something that's important to her, you didn't even take the time to listen to it. I'm just saying what I've seen a million times. Yet she cares so much about the business that she operates under the assumption that she's either got to work covert behind your back, or she just has to care harder in order to make her job and this business succeed in spite of you. Now, you don't feel that way. I'm not saying you feel that way, because you obviously don't. You feel like you're working as hard as you can. You're doing everything you can. You have wide open ears, but you're gravitating more towards the technician. You're gravitating more towards, and the things that irritate her on the phone or with the other employees, it's not a problem for you, so you don't care. Now, there's a little bit of you're a guy and she's a girl. I'm just painting a picture. I know this isn't true for everyone, but you're a guy, she's a girl. Things that matter to you don't matter to her. Things that matter to her don't matter to you. Okay. Hopefully you figure that out in your marriage. Better figure it out quick. But my point is that she's operating without any support system, and someday that Stockholm syndrome wears off. What I'm trying to say here in this visual, as you visualize this, what's something you can do for your admin that costs almost nothing? I mean, almost nothing, but will charge her up and get her to move from Stockholm syndrome to independently interdependent with you. Like, this is an opportunity. You don't get this opportunity that often. Here's your opportunity.
Yeah, no, I love everything that you said. It is so easy to just forget about it until you do get that Slack message or that text message or that phone call, like, hey, can we set up a time to talk tomorrow? And I'm just imagining the feeling in the bottom of your gut, because it's not good and you're worried and now you're stressed and now you can't sleep. So basically what we're saying is invest in your team, because that's the number one way that you can show people that you care. You want to see them win, and you're not just trying to see yourself win. Mm-hmm. Because it can get really ugly when your employees, I'm sure so many people have seen this before in the home service industry. If your employees don't understand the vision, they don't understand where you're going, they start to make up things in their heads. They start to run numbers. They start to tell themselves stories about you as the owner and your business. The money that a client pays for a job, automatically they think that's going right into your pocket, but it's your fault as a business owner because you didn't give the vision. It's not just their fault. They are your employee. And we've talked about this before. When you're an owner, you have to hold yourself accountable for everything that everyone on your team does. If they're coming in late every single day, you still need to hold yourself accountable for that because you hired them. There's multiple things you can look at. Maybe you weren't clear on the policy. Maybe you didn't enforce it. Maybe you kept them on too long. So I think
Maybe
keeping
you
yourself
didn't cast the vision of why, like,
why it's important to show up on
let's
time.
show up, and why all the money can't make it to the bottom line, and why,
Right.
all these things that people are so afraid of. What if I told them and they knew? Well, what if you don't tell them and they don't know?
Right. Don't assume that they know all these things if you don't explicitly lay everything out for them, even in writing, going over a workbook. This is like our culture guide at Jill's office. Like, this is our vision. This is who we are. This is how we do things. There's no gray area. You already read it. You know what it is that we do. But not to go off track, but yeah, it's a really great way to invest. And like Kurt said, bringing other people on your team to some of the other shows as well. It's just going to multiply the effect of what you can take home from the home service workshop. So yeah, so we are really excited. As far as other benefits, do you want to lay out, because I think you're a little more familiar with, so the vendor space.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit more, because I'm not as familiar with that part of everything.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So when you get to, so it's the DoubleTree Hilton across the street from Universal Studios in Orlando, right? So you're going to walk in the door to register for your hotel room. You're going to walk in there, and to your right will be your room, and to your left will be a double door that opens up into a big hall. In that hall, all the vendors will be there. Okay. We're going to have a big vendor hall. Also, your home service workshop ticket will get you lunch with the vendors on, let's see, it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So you'll be able to eat with the vendors in the vendor hall and all that. Okay. So you keep walking through that vendor hall. The next space is all the breakout rooms, the big main stage. Now, the first day, the main stage will actually be in the vendor hall, but the final 3 days, it'll be in a big theater setting. When you walk in, so that first ticket you bought just to get to the general admission into the home service workshop, that gets you into the morning main stage. It gets you into the lunch with the vendors, the vendor hall, everything. So as you walk in and you are experiencing the big speakers and the vendors and the food and all that, right now, early bird discount, $150 gets you all that. So it's like nothing, right? Now, as you sit there on the first 2 days, so your Wednesday, Thursday, you'll be able to get a ticket to Sales Boost, sit in the Sales Boost, or $1 Million Admin Academy, sit in there in those rooms. And then the second 2 days is your Responsicon. All those rooms will transform. They'll become hacking rooms and video recording rooms and workshop hacking rooms. There'll be outdoor technical stuff going on, PWMCA, hands-on learning. Light It Up Expo will be showing you everything from selling lighting and landscape and permanent lighting and Christmas lighting to showing you techniques and new things. There'll be vendors there to show you the latest improvements and whatnot. So as you visualize yourself there, you're going there basically getting started around 8 or 9 in the morning. We keep you busy. Each individual show can keep you later, but by and large, you'll be wrapping up around 3:30, 4 o'clock. There will be open bars in the evening, a couple nights. So that'll be Friday and Saturday. Thursday and Friday night. Thursday and Friday night will be open bar nights with the vendors, and you'll be able to hang and network and do all the stuff amongst all the shows. Again, that's all home service workshop attendees. And then you'll take your family across the street and do some shopping or hang out, or you'll stay a couple days later. So I'm just trying to get you to sort of visualize what this looks like. You're at this place getting true work done, and everything from networking to learning specific skills. And then you'll be able to play just as hard as you're working.
Yeah. And if you didn't know, someone had mentioned, which I thought was really a good point, is that we're not at the end of the year yet. So if you purchase all of your tickets now and you need to strategically be filing these for your taxes for 2024, now is a good time to do that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not a tax expert. I just heard someone
Yeah,
talk
I'm not
about
a
it, and
tax
I thought,
expert either, but I am a business owner. And as a business owner, the more expenses I can write off by the end of the year and get them into my QuickBooks,
right.
the less profit that I have to pay taxes on. So you're going to spend it. So put it against your tax liability and do it now. Besides, you want to have your plane tickets. Again, it is the end of February. And I know a lot of people are like, well, I'll worry about it later in the winter. Well, my experience is you're probably flusher with cash right now just because, all the end of the year stuff going on. Wipe away some of that tax liability, get your ticket. You need to you don't want to be buying plane tickets at the last minute anyway. Just get yourself all in there, check that off your list mentally, give it as a gift. Tell your office admin, I got you something here. It's Christmas time. I'm investing in you. Get it for your technicians. Hey, I know that you're a technician in the lighting world or in the pressure washing cleaning world. I want to have you come to this conference so that you can learn and network with other great people. Here's a little special thing I want to do for you. All that stuff becomes write-offs as expenses.
Yeah, what a great way to help retain some of those seasonal staff too. Because I know a lot of owners do things differently where they just don't have their staff in the winter, but they're hoping or they're holding on to them. They say they come back in the spring. If you're one of those owners and you bring people back in the spring, this is a great way to help retain them too. Because now you're reaching out, letting them know I've got plans for you to help grow you and level you up. Come spring, I'm thinking about you throughout the winter, even though it's our slower season. That's a huge incentive for myself. If I were to hear that, I love feeling like somebody cares enough to help me to grow. Why would don't they just want to grow their business? And the answer is no. They want to help grow you because you help to grow the business as well. So, the one of the cool things too when you're registering is there's an option for the show hopper pass.
Oh, yes.
This is really attractive for my brain because sometimes I get decision fatigue and I love everything. So, I'm like one of those buy the shirt in all the colors because I can't decide. If you're like that, this ticket is for you. You can't make up your mind. Get a show hopper pass. You can hop all the shows anytime you want, right? Is that how it works?
Yeah, it's actually even better than what you're saying though, just so you know. First off, for the price of what an old ResponsiCon ticket was, you can get a show hopper pass. I mean, a 3-day show ResponsiCon used to cost you about $1,500. Now, for $1,500, you can get a ticket to all 5 shows and all the recordings from all 5 shows. Yeah. So that's also very, very cool. The fact is the show hopper pass is very much, I don't have to have decision fatigue. I can pop in and out, and whatever I'm missing, I'll still get the recording of it because we're going to record all the classes from each of the shows. Now, ResponsiCon is the one exception to that. We can't record every hacking table. We won't record every hacking table. Yeah. It's too much really personal stuff happening in each of those tables. But there will be hacking workshops that we can record where we're teaching skills and hacking in the same room as like more of a classroom style. That'll be getting recorded at ResponsiCon. But by and large, almost everything else going on, you're going to be able to get a video of that with the show hopper pass.
That's awesome. Yeah, that helps to just take away more of that aspect. It just makes it even easier to plan for everything if you don't want to have to decide. And like you said, the cost of it alone, it's kind of just a no-brainer. I mean, if you want to just attend everything and you want to hop around, maybe you really can't sit still long enough and you want to hop from one to the next. This will give you the ability to do that. So the show hopper pass is next level. It's like at Disney, since we're going to be in Florida, getting that, what is that lightning pass called?
Well, there's the fast pass. I think that's in, it's hard because they keep changing it. They have they know no one wants to wait in a line. Right. And they've tried to solve the problem like 18 different ways over the years. But yeah.
Well, I've been once and used that pass. And the thing is, I don't know what normal Disney's like now. I only know what that Disney's like. And that's the only way I want to do Disney from now on. The show hopper in my mind feels that way because it just gives me easy access to whatever I want quickly without me having to think and plan and wait in line and decide. Because I'm like I want something now, and I'll just take the 5 shirts. Just give me all 5, and I'll just I won't use 3 because I might give them away. I don't know, but I just want them all, and I don't want to have to pick one. And so this is for those type of people too,
Well,
or people that really want to get all those recordings and take them back to review later. That'll help a lot too. I'm not that type of person. I want to be able to have a ticket to just figure it out when I get there, that type of person. But it's for kind of for everybody, depending on what your needs are.
Yeah. Well, the other thing to remember too is that once you're there, the problems that you're trying to solve are probably going to be a little bit different than the problems that you think you have right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that flexibility, it's the point you're getting is it's like buying insurance. And
right.
if you haven't figured it out yet, I've run enough shows now at this point that we need like $1,500 for each attendee. Like that's what we need. So when you put 5 shows under one roof and we get $1,500, that's how we can pay for the event. The event, like hotels are very expensive to rent out and use. So if you haven't figured it out, why is it so cheap? And why can I get for the price of one show 5? Well, because the expenses don't change that much when you add a bunch of shows, and we've got so many collaborative people. I would assume that we're going to have more shows in, so we're talking about 2025 now. So in 2026, we'll probably even have more shows.
Mm-hmm.
But I think one of the coolest parts is that the room block is still available. There's still rooms available in our room block. And for like $160 a night, you're staying across the street from Universal Studios. Like just a hotel now goes for $220 a night, $250 a night. That's at ResponsiCon in the middle of the desert on the Indian reservation with nothing else around. It's $220 a night. It's $230, $40, $50 a night, right? Like, what is going on? Well, that's what happens when you put the buying power of 5 shows together. So I just want to make sure you understand, like, I don't know how long the room block is going to be available, but it is available still right now. I just confirmed it this morning. We still have rooms available in the room block. Get your room. Get your room. You're going to love it.
Yeah. And if you get your home service workshop, general admission ticket now, it's still on early bird pricing right now for a little bit longer, right, Kurt? So
yeah, normally it would be $250, I think it is, but right now it's $150. Yeah.
So if you want to get in at a better price, your flight and you're splurging on Disney or wherever you're going.
Yeah, wherever you want to put that $100 extra that you're saving is being discounted off. So you get your flight for free, basically.
Yeah. So it's a really good time. So again, just to wrap everything up, Kurt, is there anything else that you think we should share? We've taken up a lot of time here talking about Home Service Workshop. I think a lot of valuable information. But yeah, we're going to be going on regularly, talking more about it, talking with, working with the other shows to just push out there what people want to know about Home Service Workshop and what they're going to take away from it. Everybody's going to leave with a ton of different information and a lot of useful tools. And so make sure to check the website. We're going to put everything in the links here so that you can register your team early, take advantage of writing off some of those expenses now before we hit the end of the year. And we hope to see you at Home Service Workshop in February.
It's Saturday, guys. You're going to have FOMO when you forget to do it. You have a few minutes right now. You can go there and just get this all done. Get it all solved, be done with it, and just have it so that when the time comes, you're there and you're ready. Let's go. See you guys there.
Bye, everyone.
All right. See you later.
Hey everyone, my name is Ismael. I'm part of the marketing and sales department here at We Love Paving. Today I'm going to be telling you a little bit about Jill's office and our experience with them. From the beginning, they've been a really great help. They are always really well at communicating. Anytime we have an issue, they're there to support us. What I've taken away from Jill's office is the fact that they are our first line of contact with the customer. And that means a lot because they do take care of them really well. They make sure they're taken care of. Because we're a big company, so we have so many inbound, outbound transfer calls, and they take the bulk of them. And we really appreciate how well their Jills attend to our customers and the notes that they write for us to review. So once we contact the customer, we know exactly what they spoke about. Overall, our experience with Jill's office has been wonderful. I would definitely recommend Jill's office to any service-based company, really any company that has a lot of inbound calls and that they need to alleviate that pressure. They're definitely the people to do that. Overall, really, they've been wonderful. Holly's always well at communicating anytime I have any issues. They're super easy to get a hold of. You never have to wait forever to get a hold of somebody, which I really appreciate. And I know that they take pride in what they do, so that makes me feel better for our customers.
This is a real live recording. Personal information has been edited out for privacy.
Thank you for calling Delaware Express Garage Door Service. This is Izzy on a recorded line. How can I help you today?
Hi, this is Elizabeth Tim again. We are still having difficulty with garage door openers. Something is not right and needs to be resolved because you folks are getting tired, I'm sure, of coming out here, and I'm getting tired of calling you.
Empathy and care.
So I know that was a long explanation, but something's not right, and it's got to be fixed. I got to be able to put my door up from my car.
Yeah, no, that's totally understandable. I'm so sorry that it's still not working properly. Let me confirm your information here, and then I can definitely have a look and see when we can get on out there again and see what we can do about getting this resolved. And then I'm just looking at my schedule here.
Quick, professional resolution.
You have a wonderful customer service manner. I used to teach customer service at a retail store. You are very, very good.
Oh, thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Alrighty. And I'm just seeing now on Monday, that would be the 30th, I could have someone come out. I have a 1 to 3 available, if that would work.
Yes, it would.
Okay, awesome. Let's get that put in there so we can get this all moving.
Hear the full demo and more.
Hello, this is Adam with AK Lighting here in North Dallas. So I want to do a quick shout out to Jill's office and give them the video review. So we're here at a job. Here's the truck. The guys are doing some work, doing some permanent Christmas lighting right now. But I've had Jill's office for the last few years, back when it was just me starting the business. And it was really hard when my business started to grow that I would do the installations, the sales, quotes, all that, and answer the phone to set appointments. And it got to the point where I couldn't do it all. And I looked for an option and I found Jill's office. And ever since that day, they have been phenomenal. And I've been able to have a peace of mind knowing that the company's there to answer the phone. They've got really high quality people who answer the phone. They sound very pleasant. A lot of my customers say, like, who's that person that I called? They were just so kind. So I really appreciate them a lot. And as we're going into this busy Christmas season, we do permanent Christmas lighting, landscape lighting, but also temporary Christmas lights. There are a lot of people that either we need to have Jill's office call for us or that call in for a quote. And with so many people calling, we wouldn't be able to handle it all. But they are able to answer all the phones or call people for us, set the schedule for our sales guys, and then go from there. They have the script from us. They know exactly what to say so that the customer is ready. when our sales guy goes to the appointment. Thank you so much, Jill. You have been awesome. I love all your employees, everything that you've done for us. And for any of you who are looking to get Jill's office, I highly recommend it. We do the full service. I don't know if a lot of people do the full service where they answer all the phones for us. And we love it because anytime at night or the weekend, they'll answer the phone. But if you're somebody that just wants to have it for a few days or different times throughout the day, there's a lot of people who do that as well. But if you're looking into getting some help, get Jill's office. It's extremely affordable, especially for all the help that you get and being able to focus more on installs and sales. Thanks.
Is your business strategy flushing your revenue down the drain? Don't let your business slip away. Jill's office is here to turn things around and keep your profits flowing. Keep the business flowing and your customers happy with Jill's office. Get your free demo today or visit us at jillsoffice.com.
Hi, Kendra here with Haida Contracting. I have been using Jill's office for over a year now, and what brought me to Jill's was an increase in calls due to our marketing. I knew we needed an answering service because we personally could not be answering calls 24/7. Jill's office really allowed us to create the idea of having an office and a presence without having to hire full time. And it really has been a game changer for our growing business. Not only do they schedule calls for us, but they also take messages and make it easy for my team and I to tackle those. What I really like about Jill's is that they handle every call with enthusiasm and energy. And my customers feel that. I love that that is the first interaction that a customer has with our brand. What I love most about Jill's is having a dedicated account manager. If you've used other answering services, you know that's not a traditional thing. I have a partner in my account manager, Lauren, because when I flag an issue, I know she's on top of it. When I need to update a process, I know she'll make it happen. And most of the time, she's just checking in with me to see how it's going on my end. And that is so amazing to have a service that you're paying for and really cares that they're doing it well. If you are looking for an answering service, Jill's is the one for you. They market themselves as being human, and they truly are. My customers feel that, and it has had a huge impact on our business. I am absolutely thrilled to be partnering with Jill's office, and I can't imagine running things without them.
Hey everyone, my name is Ismael. I'm part of the marketing and sales department here at We Love Paving. Today I'm going to be telling you a little bit about Jill's office and our experience with them. From the beginning, they've been a really great help. They are always really well at communicating. Anytime we have an issue, they're there to support us. What I've taken away from Jill's office is the fact that they are our first line of contact with the customer. And that means a lot because they do take care of them really well. They make sure they're taken care of. Because we're a big company, so we have so many inbound, outbound transfer calls, and they take the bulk of them. And we really appreciate how well their Jills attend to our customers and the notes that they write for us to review. So once we contact the customer, we know exactly what they spoke about. Overall, our experience with Jill's office has been wonderful. I would definitely recommend Jill's office to any service-based company, really any company that has a lot of inbound calls and that they need to alleviate that pressure. They're definitely the people to do that. overall, really, they've been wonderful. Holly's always well at communicating anytime I have any issues. They're super easy to get a hold of. You never have to wait forever to get a hold of somebody, which I really appreciate. And I know that they take pride in what they do, so that makes me feel better for our customers.
This is a real live recording. Personal information has been edited out for privacy.
Thank you for calling Delaware Express Garage Door Service. This is Izzy on a recorded line. How can I help you today?
Hi, this is Elizabeth Tim again. We are still having difficulty with our garage door opener. Something is not right and needs to be resolved because you folks are getting tired, I'm sure, of coming out here, and I'm getting tired of calling you.
Empathy and care.
So I know that was a long explanation, but something's not right, and it's got to be fixed. I got to be able to put my door up from my car.
Yeah, no, that's totally understandable. I'm so sorry that it's still not working properly. Let me confirm your information here, and then I can definitely have a look and see when we can get on out there again and see what we can do about getting this resolved. And then I'm just looking at my schedule here.
Quick, professional resolution.
You have a wonderful customer service manner. I used to teach customer service at a retail store. You are very, very good.
Oh, thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Alrighty. And I'm just seeing now on Monday, that would be the 30th, I could have someone come out. I have a 1 to 3 available, if that would work.
Yes, it would.
Okay, awesome. Let's get that put in there so we can get this all moving.
Hear the full demo and more.
Hello, this is Adam with AK Lighting here in North Dallas. So I want to do a quick shout out to Jill's office and give him the video review. So we're here at a job. Here's the truck. The guys are doing some work, doing some permanent Christmas lighting right now. But I've had Jill's office for the last few years, back when it was just me starting the business. And it was really hard when my business started to grow that I would do the installations, the sales, quotes, all that, and answer the phone to set appointments. And it got to the point where I couldn't do it all. And I looked for an option, and I found Jill's office. And ever since that day, they have been phenomenal. And I've been able to have a peace of mind knowing that the company's there to answer the phone. They've got really high quality people who answer the phone. They sound very pleasant. A lot of my customers say, like, who's that person that I called? They were just so kind. So I really appreciate them a lot. And as we're going into this busy Christmas season, we do permanent Christmas lighting, landscape lighting, but also temporary Christmas lights. There are a lot of people that either we need to have Jill's office call for us or that call in for a quote. And with so many people calling, we wouldn't be able to handle it all. But they are able to answer all the phones or call people for us, set the schedule for our sales guys, and then go from there. They have the script from us. They know exactly what to say so that the customer is ready when our sales guy goes to the appointment. Thank you so much, Jill. You have been awesome. I love all your employees, everything that you've done for us. And for any of you who are looking to get Jill's office, I highly recommend it. We do the full service. I don't know if a lot of people do the full service where they answer all the phones for us. And we love it because anytime at night or the weekend, they'll answer the phone. But if you're somebody that just wants to have it for a few days or different times throughout the day, there's a lot of people who do that as well. But if you're looking into getting some help, get Jill's office. It's extremely affordable, especially for all the help that you get and being able to focus more on installs and sales. Thanks.
Is your business strategy flushing your revenue down the drain? Don't let your business slip away. Jill's office is here to turn things around and keep your profits flowing. Keep the business flowing and your customers happy with Jill's office. Get your free demo today or visit us at jillsoffice.com.
Hi, Kendra here with Haida Contracting. I have been using Jill's office for over a year now, and what brought me to Jill's was an increase in calls due to our marketing. I knew we needed an answering service because we personally could not be answering calls 24/7. Jill's office really allowed us to create the idea of having an office and a presence without having to hire full time. And it really has been a game changer for our growing business. Not only do they schedule calls for us, but they also take messages and make it easy for my team and I to tackle those. What I really like about Jill's is that they handle every call with enthusiasm and energy. And my customers feel that. I love that that is the first interaction that a customer has with our brand. What I love most about Jill's is having a dedicated account manager. If you've used other answering services, you know that's not a traditional thing. I have a partner in my account manager, Lauren, because when I flag an issue, I know she's on top of it. When I need to update a process, I know she'll make it happen. And most of the time, she's just checking in with me to see how it's going on my end. And that is so amazing to have a service that you're paying for and it really cares that they're doing it well. If you are looking for an answering service, Jill's is the one for you. They market themselves as being human, and they truly are. My customers feel that, and it has had a huge impact on our business. I am absolutely thrilled to be partnering with Jill's office, and I can't imagine running things without them.